everyone, so today we're doing the wide leg V-back pants with no front seam, also no side seam. The only seam is actually the back one here, as well as the legs. So we have the two leg pieces, the waistband piece, which I'm just going to pop off to the side for a moment, and the gusset here. So I'll try my best to keep all of this in frame, but they're quite large pieces, so we'll see how it goes. So we've got the gusset piece here. This is patterned fabric, so it's easy for you to see right side and wrong side. So we're going to take this gusset piece here. We want the point to face the top of the pants, and we're going to place it right side facing down, just on the edge of this crotch piece here, and we'll clip it into place. Now we're going to sew this section. I use my overlocker as standard, but if you don't have an overlocker, you can just use a stretch stitch on your sewing machine. So there we go. That gusset piece has been attached. Now we're going to fold it out, and we're going to take this other crotch piece here, connect the point to the edge of the gusset piece, and then clip it all the way up to the top here. Like so. Now when you sew this part, you want to keep the seam allowance off to the side so it sits nice and flat, and I'll show you what that looks like. That seam's all done. So that's what the gusset piece will look like. Make sure you've caught the whole thing and you don't accidentally have a hole or anything like that. Now we will take the pants and fold them in half, but so that the leg seams match up to one another. Sorry, it's a little bit difficult to show you when I don't have that much filming space, but hopefully this makes sense. So the middle of the gusset piece here is going to be clipped to the middle of the front section, which you'll see is just a point. And then from the middle, we're going to clip it all the way down to the ankle, but starting from the crotch here. So that's all clipped, ready to go. I'm going to put that through my overlocker as well. But while we're here, I'm also going to do the waistband. So we're going to fold it in half, clip this little curved edge, and we're going to sew here as well, just going slow on this part because obviously it's not straight. It's got a bit of a bend in order to make that nice V shape on the pants. Now that that is all done, you do need to check the crotch here. Now, because the pants go into a bit of a point, sometimes you can accidentally leave a little hole here, and we definitely don't want that. So just make sure you've caught everything in your sewing machine for that step. Now we've done our waistband piece as well. We're going to fold it in half with the right sides facing out. So the easiest way I find to do this is you take this waistband seam, fold it in half, and just clip it. And then that way it's easier to handle when you fold the whole thing in half, like so. Now I'm going to place a clip on the halfway point because we want to mark the front, so we know where it's going on the pants. And I'm just going to add some extra clips as well. It makes it a little bit easier to deal with. Now we're going to take our pants the right way around. Now I'm going to hold the waist section in half. So this here is the back seam, and if we fold that in half, we can place a clip where the center front is. Perfect. So we've got the back here. Can we see that properly? Maybe I'll just move this. There we go. So that's the waist section. This is the back seam here. We're going to take the waistband. We're going to line up the waistband seam with the seam of the back of the pants, making sure the seam allowance for the waistband and the back of the pants go opposite ways. So my waistband seam is going this way. So I'm going to make sure the seam on the pants goes that way, because then it just doesn't get too chunky. Clip that in place. Now I'm going to flip that around so that the waistband is being placed on the outside of the pants. There we go. Now I'm going to line up this clip with the center clip we put on the waistband piece. And now I'm going to clip all the way around. There we go. So the waistband is connected to the pants now, all the way around. So when you sew this, you want to start at the back seam here, because this is in a bit of a point. If you don't start here, you can sort of mess it up and make it a little bit bumpy. But if we start from here and then end there, we're able to make a nicer point. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. That's all done. I'm just going to tie off this overlocker thread. And this is the reason why the waistband has the shape it does, because by the time it's finished, you do get that V in the back, which is what we want. Now, the next two things left to do is to add a bit of a scrunch here to the back, and then to also hem the bottom of the pants, and I'll show you that at my sewing machine. So here we have the inner back of the pants, and we have a 7 centimeter long piece of braided elastic. Mine's 6 millimeters width. As long as you can get close to that, that will be fine. So we're going to take the end of the braided elastic, pop it underneath the seam allowance like that. Pop it in. Going to do some securing stitches. Now that I know it's not going anywhere, I'm going to take this braided elastic, pull it as far as it will go, and sew it along this seam allowance here with a zigzag stitch. So I'll secure the end with some back stitching. And there we go. And we're going to trim off this tail. So that's what the inner scrunch will look like. And on the outside, now this step is optional. You really don't have to do this if you prefer not to. And then the last step is to hem the bottom of the pants. So I'm going to fold it in about 1.5 centimeters and stitch all the way along. Now I'm just going to trim off this excess on the edge, and that's just to make it neater. That's the way I like it. Then I'll do the other leg and you're all finished.